We are live on the squared circle and there we go. Now we're live on the squared circle. Jeez. We're adding technology tonight and trying to figure things out, but we have the Mouth Ian Mosley, Tony the Tiger Myers, and myself, the Toy Man Chris Hill, here live on the squared circle for the first time on Instagram, still on YouTube and Facebook, and all of our Instagram followers, welcome. If we missed you, then we'll try to we're trying to multitask where comments and stuff are coming on. But as always, happy to have you gentlemen. Thank you for joining me tonight. How is everything?
We're here.
Yeah. Where were you last week?
Rough days. Rough day.
Weather gets a little bit warm and Tony gets busy.
I do. It does. What happens?
But
I'm already sick of it. Already sick of summer.
Yes. We do have a big show coming up here, a week and a half away. Will be April 13th in Alvarado at the Pioneer and Old Settlers Reunion Arena. We have Where Legends Are Made. It's our Hall of Fame show. We will be inducting the Dying Breed. That's what's up, babe?
He's
now you're muted.
I wasn't wincing at you saying the Dying Breed. I was wincing at the comment.
Oh, okay.
I have a lot of respect for the Dying Breed.
Oh, well. Definitely four guys I know pretty well. Definitely excited to have Ruben on here. He was the guy was there my first night. Ringing, so I'm definitely excited to have Ruben on there. Unfortunately, I won't be at that show. I prior engagements, so it'd be cool to be able to honor or congratulate him here via the squared circle.
Tony stepping up, stepping out.
Yeah, I wish this was any other time. I told him this came up way, towards the end of the year. If I would have known, I would have that this is the Hall of Fame show in April. I would have turned down the other thing probably, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
you gotta honor your commitments. I gotta honor my commitments.
But we do have 6 big matches coming up. VIP tickets are still available, so get your VIP tickets now. AdvancedProWrestling.com. You want to be there? Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, Hall of Fame shows. I mean, we got 6 matches, but there could be much more thrown in there.
You never know. The Dying Breed may have one more in them. You never know.
You never know. I mean, they were a dominant faction here at APW.
Definitely.
I saw this. They held 4 championships at one time.
I believe it.
So, that's even something Jason Bruce can't say.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if any other group has since then here in APW that I could. Not since my time.
So. Hey, did you guys happen to get a notification just now?
I'm
seeing the notification for a APW TikTok live that's going on right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not much on the TikTok, but I'm sure it's on there.
I mean, it's it looks to be the mouse has invaded APW's TikTok. I mean, I may know some people.
You may know some people, huh?
I may know some people.
Doing something over there. I know you're a little bit preoccupied. Something had to be going on.
Oh. Everybody gets to look at me on the APW TikTok.
I'm so old school. I hope you don't invade the MySpace. That's where I'm at. But my kids are going to be ticked off as hell because they're on the TikTok.
Obviously, it's not that well encrypted because I was able to figure it out like that.
Apparently, China has eyes on it. So, if you believe the news. Oh, yeah.
All right. So, Dying Breed going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Oklahoma Savior Doberman, the Old School Enforcer Ruben Rivera, the Ticking Time Bomb Reckless Ricky Jackson, and the Professional John Allen will all be at in Alvarado on Saturday the 13th. Also in action, we'll have Ryan Justice, Chance Fortune, Big Sed, Xander Slade, Jay Sosay, Shane Stratmore. Couple of championship matches. The Valkyrie of Violence, Morgan Mercy, will have another shot at the Megastar Angel Blue. And North Texas Championship match with Mr. 325, DL Hartley, Ian's best friend, taking on Juicy Joangelo Garcia. So we've got a huge show. Oh, and then Boy Band Behemoth, Mikey B, and Alec Bullsdale as well. Rock threw that one in there last week. So we've got lots going on.
I might be glad I missed it because I might not have no voice come Sunday with all that action.
But tonight we have with us, we announced we've got a member of the Dying Breed, and it looks like we actually have two members of the Dying Breed with us.
Ooh, one.
Yeah. So we've got the Old School Enforcer Ruben Rivera and Ticking Time Bomb Reckless Ricky Jackson.
TikTok.
Ready to go. We'll bring them on. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome to the Squared Circle.
What's going on?
Oh, man. I finally made it to the Squared Circle. Hey, is that Tony I see over there?
Yeah, I see you guys down there. Hey.
Oh, my God. They let anybody in here. All right.
Here and there.
It was a one night only. No.
Yeah.
Well, you're way too generous. You're way too generous with that guy. That's awesome.
So
I think it's funny that Tony's not going to be there when the Dying Breed's there.
Yeah,
is that what he said?
Know, right?
Yeah, he ran his mouth in Mineral Wells, and then we kind of ran him out of there, and then now we're coming back, and he's like, "Oh, I got a party."
Yeah, I got something going on.
Yeah, I'll have to immediately happen.
I even had some of the second generation of the Dying Breed kick my ass a time or two. So.
I'll be done. Well, I don't feel so bad about that now.
Yeah, I know. But I'm definitely sorry that I won't be there though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. But I hear the Defiant one's got it handled though.
Oh, okay.
The Defiant one has nothing handled. Okay, you shut your face up there, Tony. He's about to retire, and I'm about to make sure of it.
Well, he's still got one or two left in him, I think.
Well, gentlemen, we appreciate you being with us tonight. I'm excited to meet you both. I mean, your reign of APW was before my time. I've been, I came in probably right after you all had moved on. So I had to go back and research and watch some videos, and definitely some dominance here at APW.
Just a little bit.
Well, before APW, we've been all over Texas as well. So it's not just in one certain area. We just happen to have included Cleburne in our championship endeavors.
Yeah, definitely. Well, can you? I don't want to step on my toes, but this was one question I had. Where were you at, and how did it, come about to y'all being finding out you are and being inducted into this year's Hall of Fame? I know it might be a bit of a shock, and
yeah,
Ruben,
little bit of a shock. I'm in my garage. I'm doing a little bit of garage work and stuff like that, and I get a call from one of your APW alumni, and they say, "Hey, we would like to induct you and the rest of the Dying Breed into the Hall of Fame. What do you say?" Yeah. At first, I sat down there. I looked over at my wife like, "Yeah, who's ribbing me? It's not even April Fool's yet. I mean, who's ribbing me here? I mean, on this, why us? I mean, we weren't really nice to a lot of people there. We just pretty much did what we wanted to do. We were arrogant about a lot of things, and we were complete jerks to a lot of people. But we were jerks to the ones that needed to be jerks too, just to show them a point." But I was sitting there talking to my wife. I said, "Man, this guy's got to be crazy." Well, sure enough, and I get the call and we start talking a little bit more. And I say, "Well, let me get with the guys and see what they say." So my first phone call happens to be the guy on my right. On my other right, yeah, over here. And he says the same thing out of his mouth. He goes, "You're joking, right? Who's ribbing me?" It's the same thing. I said, "Dude, I said the same thing, man." But and then next person I called was Doberman, and of course he said the same thing. Who's ribbing me? Were you serious? So yeah, I've went through that several times. I've never heard that before. Hey, but here we are. Long story short, I'm not doing it for the company. I'm pretty much doing it for my family, and so my family can see this now. Because I mean, tomorrow's never given. Today you got to live for today, and you got to do stuff for today and stuff. And you never say never in this business. Hopefully, we can squash some things while I'm out there and stuff. And if not, then so be it. We'll be there to accept, and we thank you guys for having us. And I'm looking forward to meeting each and except for Tony over there, Mister. I can't be there.
I wish they would have told me that it was in April. I really wish that I'm. Yeah.
Look, Tony, you should. Yeah, you need to rearrange around us, pal. That doesn't change just because we're not around there anymore. You need to change your plans around us. I need to talk to your wife. She needs to get you straight.
Yeah. She's mad. She's a little upset too.
Yeah, well, she should be. She's pretty much the brains out of y'all too.
You're not lying. Yeah, she just walked out the door to hear that, but I'm sure she's tuning in to replay it. See, Ruben knows. Ruben knows.
Yeah. Well, it'd been a fun time, so I'll just have to give you your chop next time I see you.
Next time.
The other two gentlemen will be there. I can just give it to them to give to you. That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Chris probably is looking to get something, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Well,
Chris needs something. He's been conspiring with the Defiant One.
I am not doing anything. I purely commenting. This is my job. This is what I do. There's all right, Ricky, I want to ask you about this because this has come up multiple times over the last little bit. Putting your finger back in socket out at the golf course.
Wrestling Jason Bruce. We were going for the journeyman title. Took my boot off. Went to hit him with it. The heel of the boot. That finger right here came up, out, up. And I looked down. My pinkies pop out all the time. I've got dislocated pinkies, and they pop out all the time, but they pop out this way. And
oh, wow.
I looked at the referee, said he was counting, telling me I couldn't use my boot. And I looked at him, did this. I was like, what do you mean I can't use my boot? And I can't remember who the referee was, but he almost threw up in the ring. David Wood was sitting over off the side, and he almost threw up. And then there was about 5 or 6 in the front row. They got up and went away the other way. And I just popped it back in and finished the match.
Craziness.
That's the world of professional wrestling.
Old school, Chris.
That's the old school.
I mean, I can't make a full fist. I can still punch, but can't make a full fist. Ragnar. Sorry, my pup's going crazy. Can't make a full fist. It gives me cold weather. Hey, it gives me troubles now still. So, anywho.
I've never known Ricky to not want to punch anybody, even us sometimes.
Hey, I said that I can't make a fist, but I can still punch.
There we go.
I got 4 other fingers or 3 other fingers on. That's the story of that one. About 10 people in the crowd almost threw up. Referee, he freaked out, didn't know what to do. So,
and the match continues. There we go.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Ian took a cane to the back and was out. I mean, no, he didn't keep going.
Cane to the sciatic nerve. Lost all feeling to the left leg. Couldn't even stand.
Oh.
So you're not cut out to wrestle then, huh?
Oh, no, I am. I just couldn't stand. I couldn't put any weight on it. I laid there for a little bit, and I went to stand up, and the leg wasn't even moving. Like, it was just straight. It was just straight numb the whole way.
What's wrong with your right leg?
But I was just a manager. That's all I am. I'm just a manager. My clients do all the work for me.
Yeah, I've been hit with a cane. Sam Bling Bling Miller one time at XCW just caught me totally off guard because I can kind of sort of relate to that. But once you get off that initial first hit, your adrenaline kicks in. And it didn't stop him. I mean, the other must have clocked me 10 or 15 times in like 5 seconds, and didn't matter where you ran. He was faster.
Well, this was a fan. Yeah. I got jumped by a fan.
In Mineral Wells, of all places.
In Mineral Wells, of all places.
Don't get me started on Mineral Wells.
You should have gave him a what for all that. You should have really took it to him, or one of your clients should have took up and did something for him.
Yeah, it was
Mineral Wells of all places. Man,
it was a middle-aged old lady.
Oh.
I was wondering if you're going to admit it.
The story just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, I have video of it on my TikTok. And she came up from behind, didn't even see her coming. I had Max Beckett on the ropes and was just going at him. And then just all of a sudden, just my metal cane that I had, she just snuck it off from the side of me, and just Mark McGuire just straight up bent the metal cane around me. Evan came out and jumped on her, and then rest was history. She took off. She ran up out of the building.
In Mineral Wells, Texas.
Yep. They don't like me. They don't like me at all.
You don't say.
Years and years ago, the original Tops, or the Outlaw promotion out there, Texas Outlaw promotion, had a fan. They had a little thin yellow rope that went around the ring, and he thought that was going to save him. And he ran his gums, and I told him, I said, man, there ain't nothing between me and you, and there's an opportunity. He goes, this thin rope, and pushed the rope down. I said, what's your excuse now? And he wanted to bump gums. Security guards were, they'll jump on me. I said, nah, I'll keep them at bay. I said, I'm giving you every chance. And he didn't take up the offer. So ran into him at the convenience store down the road after the show, and he wanted to be my best buddy. And Mineral Wells finest was called out there real quick. It was about to get nasty.
Yeah, they showed up there too.
Yeah, they know the wrestling family well. They're the wrestling fans. Yeah, they're different breed in Mineral Wells, Texas.
Yes, they are.
Boy, you can say that again.
Got one eye going this way, another eye going the other way.
Oh,
I used to call it methamphetamine Wells.
They're passionate though.
They had me almost every time cut promos before or right when the show started, and I started everyone off of well, I'm back in methamphetamine Wells, and of course they start bumping their gums, and I told them, put all your teeth back in your mouth before you say something to me, and that shut half the crowd up. So,
yeah,
that's about right.
Good old days.
Yeah, I got more teeth in my mouth than the whole entire front row out there.
And second row.
Yeah, I was being nice, but yeah, those were some different times for sure.
I remember it was CWP days. That's where I met you and Mr. Ruben there.
Always the mouth show.
The VFW show or there, I think, or whatever it was. I enjoyed the pina coladas over there in the bars.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
Big Sid, he turned me onto those back in the day.
And you haven't stopped, huh? Those things were pretty good.
They were pretty good, right?
Yeah. There's one good thing out of Mineral Wells for sure.
Yeah, one good thing was pina coladas, right?
Yeah, working for Tugboat Taylor one time out in Arkansas one time, and I can't remember whose match it was. I don't think it was Chaz, but it was another match going on. I think it was a tag match, and one guy looked like he wanted to try to get up and get into the ring, Well, Tugboat was usually always at ringside and stuff like that. Tugboat stood up, and the other guy just kind of just looked at him and kind of sort of backed and went back into his seat and stuff because Tugboat was pretty big guy. I remember that. That stands out with me because Tugboat, if you've never met him, is so gentle. He's so laid back, and he was so cool to work with, and he always had something nice to say about people that he really liked and cared about. And he's no longer with us, unfortunately. And I always talk with Chaz whenever I catch up with him every so often and stuff. I don't know if he's out there or not. If you are, hey Chaz. But Daddy stood up, and that man thought twice about anything. I don't know what was going through that man's head, but he backed up a few more steps and sat back down and never. I don't even think he got up for intermission. I think he pretty much just stayed there. It stuck out with me because I happened to have been looking outside, and watching the match, because sometimes you do that as you get older in years. You always look at the match next to see what they do, so that way you don't duplicate it in yours. And or you may point out to somebody younger why you do certain things and why you don't do certain things and stuff. And that dude getting up wasn't going to be a good thing if Tugboat got a hold of him. I promise you that, because that man was, even at his age when I met him, was really, really, really strong. Kind of like Akbar. He was also really, 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 even though he was older, he was also really, really, really strong for his age also at the time where I met him. And then seeing pictures of him from back in the day and sitting down and talking with him, everything made sense why he wouldn't want to mess with him either. And plus, he was just a really good guy himself, But those are the type of stories that kind of stand out with me, and I like to share once in a while with individuals who are new or who have never met, like a Tugboat or an Akbar or whatever. Everybody's got an Akbar story, it seems like, or Black Bart. Everybody's got a Black Bart one too, and yeah, those are good ones also.
My favorite one is Killer Tim Brooks. My very first match, he was in the locker room. I walked in, don't know shit from Shiola, and I walked in. Sorry if I can't cuss. Walked in, and he's sitting on the bench, got his pants, underwear, everything down around his ankles.
Oh boy!
I was taught to be respectful, shake everybody's hand when you come in the locker room, especially being a greenhorn. And I went to go stuck my hand out there, and he just goes to town and then sticks his hand out, and he was rubbing the southern region, and I just just kind of looked at him and introduced myself, and he started laughing, big old belly laugh, and he at the last minute, I'm not gonna do that to you, kid. Killer Tim Brooks, nice to meet you. I was like sweating bullets. I was like, man, I gotta shake this dude's hand after he just rubbed his crotch, and he started laughing, and some of the other veterans, they were over there laughing their asses off, and I felt about this big. But Ruben and I, we were brought in at a different age, and a lot's changed in the locker room. I see in one of the deals, what's your most memorable moment with APW? Actually didn't happen in the ring or at APW. It was in the locker room. We'll just leave it at that. But we ran roughshod outside of the curtain and pretty much dared anybody behind the curtain. They had something to say it, and nobody really wanted to say anything. So we'll just leave that moment at that. But yeah, there was fan side of the curtain, probably us running the whole promotion and having all the titles for a stretch, and didn't seem like anybody could take them away from us but ourselves.
I was going to ask about that. So it was 4 championships. Which 4 were they?
We had John Allen had the heavyweight title, Doberman and Ruben had the tag team title, and then I had the journeyman title.
Okay.
I don't even know if the journeyman's still around.
No, I'm there. Definitely before my time for that championship.
Yeah,
Probably one of the few they retired since then.
Yeah, we had all 4. And,
I don't think any other group has done that before or since here at APW. So that's a hell of a feat.
It's a little bit different. People call us a group, call us a faction. We're more of a family,
right?
And we had our disagreements amongst ourselves towards the end, and we fought, each other, and we're a family, and so that's that.
Okay, so they changed.
Oh, the New Frontier. Yeah, the New
Chaos.
Frontier. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It was the New Frontier. It has some weird stipulations to it. It's one of the few belts that if you got disqualified or counted out, you lost the belt. And I held on to it surprisingly for a while, and people didn't think that was possible because we like to quote unquote cheat, but it's only cheating if you got caught, and we never got caught, so we never cheated, right, Ruben?
Ruben's having issues. He's back and forth.
Pay your phone bill, Ruben. Oh yeah, thank you, Jason. We held the 6-man cup too, so we actually had 5 belts, or 4 belts in a cup. We never lost the 6-man cup. Hey Ruben,
Hey,
pay
guys.
your phone bill. Pay your phone bill.
It's a hotel, buddy. I'm sorry. I had to get that. I had to get onto them. I'm a lifetime member. Dadgummit at Hilton.
There you go.
Yeah, me and Doberman are still. We had never lost the APW Tag Team Championships. They were just taken from us.
Well, the Supreme
Sounds like a
Savages
challenge
are
is
ready.
being made.
One more time.
I don't think the Supreme Savages will stand a chance against Doberman and Ruben. They were
Not when I stick my
decimated.
Doberman on them. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Who are your tag team? Who are your tag team champions now?
The Supreme Savages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're about yay big.
Oh.
They make it a little smaller these days.
Yeah.
No, they're
about yay big.
They don't want me to. They don't want me to stick my Doberman on them.
Yeah.
I mean, I would. I think it would be great.
I keep seeing these pines. What's the pines?
The Pines is where I get my inspiration for where I'm going to make my next amount of money from.
Oh.
And where the next victim is going to get buried. I have a few trees out there that have a few empty spots ready to be filled. Got a couple of names on it right now.
Oh yeah, like who?
The unparalleled Chance Fortune.
Oh.
And the Agtown Ace Alec Bullsdale.
Both who will be in action this Saturday, or not this Saturday, next Saturday, the 13th. So,
yeah, we'll see about that.
I know Bullsdale. I don't know the other one, but
please enter your password.
Ruben,
accidents happen.
Yeah.
mute your microphone, man. Act like a heathen.
But we do have Where Legends Are Made coming up Saturday, April 13th in Alvarado, Texas. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with the Dying Breed right after this.
Hello from Stitches, Clings, and Things, where we offer custom t-shirts for personal wear or business apparel. We even offer vehicle decals and even custom crochet items like beanies, blankets, coasters, and more. Please contact through our social media platform on Facebook or call us at 817-666-8027 and even email us at stitchesclingsandthings@outlook.com.
All right, and we're back with members of the Dying Breed. It is Ruben Rivera and Ricky Jackson. Thank you again for joining us today. We are looking forward to inducting you as well as Doberman and John Allen into the APW Hall of Fame April 13th in Alvarado.
I'm back.
Now, we talked a little bit about the championships that you've had and such. Were there any feuds that you felt have not been finished and it should be taken care of at the Hall of Fame show? Or
one more can of whoop ass.
They'll find out. They'll find out when we get there.
Okay.
I walked away right after right during COVID. All the shows were getting canceled down. And I always said that once I announce that I'm done, I won't get back in the ring. My son, he just started right when I was getting out. But I do have a buddy, Tony might know him from Singapore, Jigen. I know Seth Akanaki. I know he knows him very well. Ian might know him or remember him. But Ricky Jackson, as far as Ricky Jackson wrestling in the ring, that ain't gonna happen. And so, but Ruben and Nathan and John, I'm not gonna speak for them.
Okay.
I'm old.
Oh, you never say never in this business. I mean, one thing is for sure.
Ricky Jackson will not be back in the ring as a wrestler. Never.
He always said as a wrestler.
Well, that's what you always say that.
If I came back as a manager, you wouldn't have a job, Mouth.
Wow, that sounds like a challenge. That sounds like a challenge.
There we go. That would be worth it.
And like I said, Ruben and I were brought in different than the wrestling is nowadays. A lot of the kids are entitled, and they don't want to bust their ass and work like we used to. Not saying all of them, but there's quite a few that are like that. I'd probably be in jail if I actually came back because I don't play with the BS, and if you don't want to give respect, we will make you give respect. That's how we were brought up, and that's what we instill. We had an old saying, we're cut from a different cloth, and they don't make that material anymore, and that's not a catchphrase or a gimmick. It was how we lived. And so,
well, whatever I can't.
No, Emilio, no, not one more match.
Yeah, Emilio happens to be my son. He's bigger than me, he's stronger than me, and he's a whole lot younger than me. So just when that time comes for me to take him in the ring and do my best with him and stuff, I'm going to let Ricky have him a little bit. Everybody else that wants him. We're going to find that one place, and we're going to try to get him going. It's just going to when the time's right.
I understand that.
I started when I was 17. When I was 17 is when I had my first match, and then I did it for about a year and a half and got out. Next thing I know, it's 1999. And things happen. Life happens so fastly, injuries, everything happens in the masses. But you find yourself again in a position to where you can try to live out what you wanted to do. And it's the second time I got back in, I didn't let go until I was ready. And even then, sometimes you wonder. But Father Time's undefeated. That one I can guarantee you.
Understand that.
That's why I say never. The only reason why I came back from the first time, I took about 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years off. My son, he got to the age. He asked when he was 16 if I would train him. I knew how his mama felt. We're no longer together, but so get through school. And I thought, okay, cool. It bought me some time. As soon as he got through school, hey, you gonna train me now? Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I got to see a couple of matches of his.
Yeah. He wrestled for APW for a little bit, and then COVID hit. I can honestly say COVID is undefeated as far as the Dying Breed, because that's pretty much what did us in. Also, once all the places started shutting down and closing because of COVID and couldn't do matches, we wrestled a couple of studio matches, kind of not supposed to type deal. No fans or anything like that, and we had to have COVID testing and all that. But then they clamped down, and I started realizing the body don't heal like it used to when you get older. So I was like, I'm done. This my way out. I'm done. And so
body has a hard time cooperating sometimes. My wife really loves to remind me of that every single time I get up on Sunday mornings.
That's every day with you, old man.
Oh, I know it, but you don't wake up with me every day, pal.
So speaking,
hey, I heard.
You
Oh,
mentioned
go
that
ahead.
you mentioned that you're family. So I mean, how did the Dying Breed come together as a family?
We've known each other for over 20 years.
Okay.
We all, except Ruben. Ruben's like old as dirt, and he got into wrestling when God was looking for his sandals.
Okay.
And so
Still
he
looking.
was, yeah, he was in it before us. But when we broke in, there was three weekly shows that ran every Friday night, and we were pretty much on them. And then we, like I said, we've known each other for over 20 years. About 90, I started in 98. Uh, I'm not sure when Doberman or John Allen started, but it was around that same time. So we've known of each other. And then John Allen's son and my son, they wanted to start training. And then John and we became real good friends through that. And then I've known Ruben forever. And then we just said, hell, let's do it one more time, boys. And show the Young Bucks how it's done. So we did it. And we're not just friends or family in the ring or at the show. All our wives hang out together, kids hang out together. I'm very selective of who's around my kids. I've got some young ones. I'm selective. I know Ruben's kind of selective. John's selective. Nathan's selective. But, I mean, we all know each other as family and get invites all the time, birthday parties and stuff like that. So it's a family outside of the ring, not just inside the ring. And it's not just, hey, that's my friend in the building, then we leave and then we don't talk. It's nothing like that. It's truly a family.
Okay.
You know, Ricky speaks about age. The truth being that I'm probably the youngest looking one out of all of the rest of the guys. You know, but I'll take the age bit any day. That's no problem. I'll have to own it. I have to own it though.
Only
So it's
reason
all
is
good.
because you can't grow a beard, so the gray doesn't show. If you could grow a beard, you would be as gray as all of us, but you can't grow a beard.
See, Ruben's got what I got. That's.
Well, God took a look at us and say, "Well, I ruined perfection." He took a look at Ricky and said, "No, I got to fix this mistake," and put hair all over his face. Cheap shot, buddy, but that's all I could afford.
Yeah.
If I shave it, I'll look like I'm 23 years old, and
Don't do that.
Yeah.
I rocked the mustache for a little bit. And,
I remember that. That was funny.
yeah, rocked it for a little bit. It was actually trying to trim it up, messed up on it, and so ended up shaving everything. And wife didn't like it too much, so I was like, all right, I'll grow it back out.
Yeah, mine's forbidden me to grow any hair, so that's my way out. She says, no facial hair. So that's my way out.
No. Quit giving that excuse. You can't grow any hair. Go ahead and admit it. You can't grow facial hair.
All right, so let's talk about your other members briefly. So tell me a little bit about
that guy.
Doberman.
Yeah, he's got the most facial hair out of all of us. I'm pretty sure, that guy there.
Body hair, period.
Yeah, you can make chinchilla coats out of that guy's back.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought he grew a beard out since the last time I saw him.
He's got one now. The thing about Nathan, he's out of all of us, he's probably the most laid back. But once belt rings, it's totally different. His name fits him. He's a Doberman in the ring, and
oh, that's for sure.
I've been on both sides, him in my corner and opposite corner. Honestly, all the other three members of the Dying Breed, I'm glad they're on my side. We'll just put it at that.
All right.
Each one of us brings something different to the family, man. Doberman, I've known him for a really long time. He had started out with Killer Brooks, of course, and his partner Pablo Chuco. I see them. I met them in a NAW show, I think, one time, and each year that goes by, it seems like he's one of those type of guys that got better and better and better, and brought something different, and wasn't afraid to really pick people's brains, people that had more years of experience than him. He wasn't one of those guys that just sat on something, if he felt that he had a good idea for something, he'd express it. And I respect that about him, because he's come to me about, I don't know why, but he's come to me about several things. And I'm kind of glad, because you can see that growth in him. Yeah, he hits and he misses on a couple of things, but he hits more than he misses for sure. And he's he's one of those kind of guys that you'd want on your side, because you don't want him against you, because he's that tenacious.
Excellent. What about John Allen?
Hardest effing chops in the business. I don't care what anybody says. I've taken them from Hot Stuff Fernandez, Jimmy James, Kid Carson.
Me too.
His chops, you feel it in your spine. Great guy. Very loyal. Give you the shirt off his back. Be down to his last dollar, and if you need it, he'll give it to you as long as he likes you. But his chops, yeah, there was a match in, I think it was Cleveland. He chopped somebody, and we were out at ringside, and it sounded like a 12-gauge shotgun went off in the
Wow. And we've heard some big chops, so that's
I'm on the outside of the ring, and I'm grabbing my chest, and I'm like, oh, and I don't like the dude that he was who he was wrestling with, but I actually felt sorry for the guy, because I know that hurt. And so his
didn't hurt me.
Chops, yeah, his chops, and he's strong as hell. Him and I, we worked out. We would get up 2:30 in the morning, go to the gym, work out till 5:30, 6 o'clock. And he's like, hey man, can you spot me on these dumbbells? I was like, yeah, no problem. He was doing the incline. He grabbed 150-pound dumbbells. I'm like, what the how am I going to spot you, bro? I mean, there's no, and he just, I'm like, bro, you're going to have to stack them. I'm not putting them back up. But yeah, he's strong. Even when he doesn't look strong, he is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've known him for a long time, since the XCW days. Remember him at XCW? Yeah, he's the same mellow, the same temperament, the same everything. It's just so leveled out until you piss him off, and then he's the lifeline just kind of just goes all over the place, and you're just hoping you're not at that other end, because those big old heavy strong hands will come out and start going over it on everybody. I've been on both sides of the ring with him, tagging with him, and being the recipient of some of those. And I'm like Ricky, I'm glad I've got the guys that are with me, because each one of those guys are fishes in their own rights, when they have to be. And we all have each other's backs, and that's a good thing too.
Yeah. Ruben was the stretcher. I was the, I guess, time bomb. Name was earned.
Yeah, your temperament. We had trouble calming you down sometimes in the middle of a freaking match. I'm sitting there trying to talk to you, trying to get you to calm down and focus, but you're going all over the place. Sometimes it's better to let you go, or just to kind of. I'm still debating about that.
Doberman, he was tenacious and just never gave up. John was just an ox. There's no other thing. Like I said before, I've been in the ring on both sides with all of them, and yeah, his chops are hard as hell, strong as hell. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I did one time. I was kind of stupid one time. I had we were in a battle royal. This one time I was very stupid, very dumb on this one. We're in a battle royal. So I see we're trying to win, right? Everybody wants to win the cup and everything. So I'm sitting there going, so I see John Allen. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna just see how hard his chops really are. So I reared back as hard as I possibly could. I turned him around and I, with everything I had, I chopped the bejesus out that guy. I chopped him. And he just sat there and just totally no-sold me and looked at me and had this, he didn't have a grin or nothing. I just like, you ever see those videos? It was at this moment that Ruben knew he effed up. Well, that was, yeah. The next thing that happened, I'm sitting there and I'm like, boom. And then he hits me and he just the crowd was just, I mean, there was like 10 people in the ring. But when he chopped me that time, and I knew it was coming, I said, well, it doesn't do no good to run because you'll hurt yourself worse.
No,
And I'm trying to hide behind people, and he's finding me. Every time he found me, he gets people out of the way, and he chopped me again. And he did that all throughout the match. I was like, I've never been so glad to be eliminated. So I eliminated him first, got him eliminated. Me and this, gosh, I cannot remember his name. Not Kenny Steele. It was, maybe it was Joey Garcia. And John went over the top ropes, and then I started laughing. Well, next person that gets eliminated is me. So the first thing I do when I'm on the floor and I'm pounding that mat and I'm looking back at the guy up there who eliminated me, is like, hey, I'm gonna get you for that, punk. I turn around, what do I see? A pissed off John Allen. All the way to the back of the dressing room. Pow, pow, shotgun blast, all the way to the back of the dressing room. He chases me and goes all the way to the back. Everybody else in the audience, clapping, and I'm sitting there going, my God, after the first or second chop, it's almost like getting hit by Scott Putski. Second or third one, you're numb. You're just trying to survive when John's relentless. He's stronger and he is quicker than he looks.
Yes.
So to be able to chase you all the way to the back. And I got to the back. There wasn't enough ice I couldn't put on my chest as I was laying on the bench. But it makes for a good story once in a while because people still laugh at that crap. And yes, Ricky, I've been stupid a whole lot more than that, but that was one that was.
I was about to say, I know you a little too well. You just say one time.
Yeah. Well,
All right, Ruben, do you have any stories about Ricky that you want to share?
Oh my God.
Remember, he's going to get the counter, so you got to be careful with this.
Hey, who makes y'all's flyers? Because
I think they look good.
There's
Good
no
job.
W in my name. Man.
Oh man.
I gotta find out who did that and who approved it because there's no W in my name.
Ricky's another guy who when I first seen him and met him at XCW way back when, he was a younger kid that just he was wiry, he was small, he was kind of all over the place when I first met him. I mean, stuff looked, was looking good, but he was all over the place. You couldn't really say too much to him. As time went on and I started seeing him in different dressing rooms, I noticed more of a stable, more of a psychological, more, you know where it's going with it, more maturity in everything that he did, the way he planned the match, the way that, well, somebody out there still probably holding onto their head from that sure shot, but I mean, it was well deserved, right? I mean, yeah, it's just, well, he brings up Azel. I'll go ahead and I'll go through with it. One guy was in the ring. I guess he started sort of thinking that he can big time Ricky and stuff like that. And that was a really no-go automatically just as quick as it started. And then somehow, I don't know how, Mr. Jackson, a chair got involved. And then that chair started wearing all over the guy's head and stuff. And he comes back to the dressing room and, and I'm going, is this guy going to live or what? I mean, these big knots and welts upside this guy's head. And I'm like, damn, what did you say to him? And the guy, he couldn't even remember why Ricky went off. I said, no, you had to have done something for him to do it's just like with any worker. You had to have said or done something to really trigger someone off to do something as vicious. Nobody's just going to just do that just because they're taking liberties. Well, maybe, but I guess Ricky hit him so hard he forgot, and we ain't seen the guy since. And that's been working for Nasty Mike, out in NWWF, I believe, 15 years ago, maybe. But it leads to today. Ricky put us together. I was just honored, and I was just, I was honored beyond belief that Ricky would include me with Doberman and with John Allen and stuff. And because I've always had, good positive interactions with all the rest of the guys, 3 of them. And, man, I said, why not? I said, I couldn't pass that up, try to make one last run. And what better 3 to do it with?
There we go. All right, Ricky.
Especially going up against Oklahoma and Rock Band.
Ricky, any stories about Ruben?
Be nice.
Since when? Ruben is the silent assassin of all of us. He's the most laid back, chill. He very tactful in his approach. When our sons were training, he helped. He came out and he was helping train. And I've been in the business 20 some odd years, and he put me in holds. I'm like, dude, how the f do I get out of this? And he's like, oh, well, you just do da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, f you, make it look so easy. I mean, come on now. And then just to show off, he would like, okay, I'm going to wrench this way. And then you're like, oh, shit. You can feel tendons and everything snapping on the inside. You're like, okay. Tapping. We're training, bro. We're training. And, yeah, his mind, compared him to Dean Malenko, just moves that you don't see. So it's harder to even prepare for it. So... But like I said, he's the calmest one of all of us. But again, once you piss him off, he's not one to sit there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go get my boys." He'll stand up for himself. And my son found out firsthand in training. He's like, "Dad, how you get out?" I don't know. Figure it out. I mean, and he's like, "Well, can you give me a pointer?" I'm like, "Get to the rope." And Ruben's like, that ain't happening either. And so, yeah, it's just his mind for moves. He has a lost art. I honestly know for a fact they could take the ropes down and Ruben would still have an excellent match. And that's not just because he's here. I'd say it even if he wasn't here. I'm not trying to blow smoke up his ass. The man, he knows mat wrestling better than anybody I've really seen. The one match I would love to see is him and Kit Carson, because Kit was an amateur wrestler. He's who trained me breaking into the business. He put us in holds and, all right, get out of it, boys. I'm like, dude, I don't even know what this hold's called. How the hell am I going to get out of it? I think them two having a technical match would be very, very entertaining and very, very good. And everybody says now you got to do flippy flops and this, that, and the other. And everyone's like, no. You got to do psychology. He's correct on that part. I'd call him, hey, I want to try this. How do I get into it? This how. Dude, I didn't even think of it that way. And his mind for it is immense level, just on moves itself.
No, I've wrestled Kit Carson before. Thank you for the kind words. And Kit is working out with Kit and Chris both. Those type of guys. Well, when you work out with guys like Kit Carson, Kit's very straightforward and he's stronger than he looks too. I'm not sure how he would do these days. His back's kind of hurting him quite a bit. At being I think early 60s, maybe 61, maybe, and he's kind of, but he can probably still get on the mat. He gets a good hold of you. You're not going to go anywhere. It's kind of like when you bring in a Chico Cabello or anybody else that's just that's better than you on the mat. That's how you get better. Is when you work with people who are actually just as good, if not better than you on the mat. If you walk into a locker room and you're the best guy on the card, you're not going to really prosper from that anywhere. You're not going to really get any better from there. You need to challenge yourself and get on the mat. A lot of people sour on the name Johnny Mantell these days, but I had the opportunity to work with him a healthy Johnny Mantell on the mat, and he was really, really, really good mat technician himself, as well as my wrestling trainer, Rick Davidson Sr. and his brother, John. Rick was good with the aerial moves, and John was great with the mat work. And if you didn't learn it the first time, you were going to come out with a mat burn, a little sugar upside your head, a little iggy. You're going to come out with something until you learn to get yourself out of it. And Kit Carson's kind of the same way. Until you learn to get yourself out of it, we're going to stay here until you figure this out. And I've had a lot of long afternoons, and you put that together and you just don't forget some of it. And, you take that to, like Ricky's son and pretty soon my son, you gotta, your daddy this way, then you gotta be a different man when you're in there with your own son. And that's something that I pretty much know how I'm going to go about that.
I'll beat the shit out of Trey just the same as I would anybody else. He made the mistake trying to interact with Jigen, and he found out the kendo stick don't get softer just because you're my son. It comes in.
Well, that gives my perfect idea for Emilio's first match will be against that Dragon.
Mm-mm.
I think that'd be a good first match for him.
Don't do that to him. Don't do that to me. Emilio's big. So
yeah, he's a big boy, standing 6'2". That's a big old boy. I'm like, damn. I told my wife, I said, what did we feed this boy? I don't remember slipping steroids in him.
No, it's the milkman was 6'8". Just saying.
That bastard.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will have the Hall of Fame show where legends are made Saturday, April 13th in Alvarado, Texas. We will be inducting all 4 members of the Dying Breed into the Hall of Fame, as well as 6 big matches. So it's going to be a great show. We've got a lot coming up with APW, looking at Westapalooza coming up. We've got, right now we're going to be looking at the Hall of Fame, and that's thank you all and congratulate you on your induction. I was looking back for some old, we didn't record as many of the shows early days, I guess. That I was only finding a couple of shows. I found you against Rock Bandon, I think, Ruben, is one that I found.
The Elmer Fudd of professional wrestling. Rock Band.
He seemed much more agile, in that video than he is currently. But
and he was agile before the video, and now look at him now. What did I say just a minute ago? He'll put you in.
I can say a lot about Rock Bandon, but let me put him over for once in this tape. A lot of people don't know about somebody like Rock Bandon, but he also trained over at Mantell's for the longest while. And the lion salt that Chris Jericho can prop off the second rope and turn into a flip into the lion salt? Rock did that. Rock used to be able to do that. I don't think he can do it anymore, but I have witnessed it, and I think I do even have it on video that he's done that a couple times when he looked like Gargamel or some kind of Papa Smurf with a full blue outfit. He looked like a Smurf, and whenever his face got red, he looked like a busted Pepto-Bismol bottle.
Oh, geez.
But I have seen him do that, among other goofy and stupid things. But I have seen him do that. And
I know we're kind of on time, but I want to tell y'all, thank y'all for having us on here, and also thanks to APW for actually recognizing us and going out of their way for this. And when I posted on Facebook, Hell Froze Over, those that know why I put that, but
And we still feel the same way. All of us do, but we're going for different reasons.
Yeah.
Regardless of what Tony the Tiger says over there.
Oh no, I was just thinking how bad I'm gonna miss it. But last night I got to announce you guys was at the Killer Brooks show in Waxahachie. That was such a special night. I look back on it more now, knowing more of the history as time has gone past, and that was such an awesome night. I wish that we got to continue running shows, but like you said, COVID kind of screwed all that up. But that was just such one of my top nights in my short.
There's a lot of things we can't tell.
But
yeah, me too, for sure.
Yeah,
I'll tell him myself personally.
Yeah, thank y'all for having us on, though. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, congratulations!
Thanks, guys.
You guys.
We appreciate it. Thank you, gentlemen.
Well, I thank you both for joining us tonight, and we will be back next Wednesday. Angel Blue will be joining us for the Squared Circle. And then live action in Alvarado, Texas, our Hall of Fame show where legends are made, coming up on the 13th of April. Don't want to miss it. Everyone, thank you. Have a great day, great evening, and we will talk to you all soon.
On behalf of me and my family, we thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.